So the first one is we did the update on Marx Cards. The short version is that it looks like it closed off, but I just wanted a couple of details. What does that mean right now? So the current state of it.
An automatic stay was imposed when the petition was filed, which means creditors can't go after or sue, in a sense, Marx Cards. And what the no discharge means is the case is currently closed, and creditors can do whatever they want, and PSA can do whatever they want. And so PSA has decided to return some of the cards. I looked at the petition. What's interesting about the petition was that they listed a number of creditors. And if you look at the petition actually closely, they actually listed all the people that submitted cards as people that they owe money to, but it was for grading services, not for the underlying asset for which was being graded. And that's actually important because remember, our original discussion was about, oh no, the sky is falling. The cards are the potentially part of the bankruptcy estate that's formed at the petition date. And the court hasn't ruled on that, but it seems as if Marx was never claiming that and nothing happened. Where we're at is Marx Cards is free game for people that want to try to collect on debts that may be owed them. What I was thinking about it more is there's no typically when you try to discharge debt, it's because there's a judgment against you or you owe someone money in some particular way for which there's an actual obligation to pay. And right now we just have people that have submitted cards and paid money to Marx. And Marx was trying to get rid of that prospectively. And the court said maybe it's hard to know what the court said because they didn't say much. Mm-hmm. But so probably the simplest way to explain it is they could try to seek bankruptcy protection. That's a possibility. I don't think the court would entertain it, but who knows what a court would do. A petition could be filed. I don't know if there's a waiting period. There's some discrepancy about whether that's possible, but it's free game. Marx Cards is an ongoing concern. It's an actual business, and people can pursue whatever remedies they want. And for purposes of the hobby, PSA is no longer subject to an automatic stay for which there's an issue if they try to return cards to the rightful owners.
Perfect. So that's the reason why they presented it the way they did. Basically, not just saying, oh, yeah, we're in the free and clear. They go, unless something happens. I'm paraphrasing. But they basically said, unless something else happens, we should be able to get everybody back their stuff. And that's kind of the current state of it today.
Yep. And they're not prevented by a court, right, in California from doing anything. So if something happens in the future and there's another bankruptcy petition, then they may have to stop. But as of right now, PSA can do whatever they want with the cards that are in their possession.
Perfect. And that's the reason why I wanted to get the clarification. That's the reason why I asked you, because I wanted to be, it seemed like interesting language, but I'm like, I don't understand it properly to be able to correctly explain it. So I would rather you take a stab at it, giving us a little clarification on that. So thank you for that. Now, let me ask you a second one. You wanted to talk about deliberate dolphin.
Yes.
Do you want to explain this one to me? So I don't know the details. So you tell me, what is it? What is it about this?
So I'll try to keep this short. Carlos cut me off if I'm talking too much.
Go ahead.
I'm sure you will. But the idea was raised about the VeeFriends, another Fanatics product or Zero Cool product.
Eric's personal favorite product of all time. Go on.
Yes. and there were two instances for which I think it was deliberate or deliberation dolphin, and the other one was gratitude gorilla. And there was some similarities raised between a children's book that came out in 2018 by, I think, Karen Ritchie, and the cards that appeared for VeeFriends. And what I wanted to explain, rant about, whatever, is the idea of the notion was there was stealing involved. And I don't know if there was stealing involved, don't really care. The idea was there's a copyright issue. And I just wanted to explain to the hobby what a copyright issue is. And copyright really deals with the similarity between two items, and there's a notion of originality imposed, but the test for infringement is so it's not really stealing, it's whether you infringe on someone else's rights with respect to something that a person created, an original creator created. They call that an author. I don't know what Eric's holding up, but I know, is that your poopy pony?
That is the infamous poopy pony. That is the
No,
that may be our only Carlos version of VeeFriends, and it may become an NFT soon.
But that actually raises a really important thing
About Eric's questionable art. Yes.
No, Eric's an author because he created it. It has originality, meaning it emanated from him.
Originality is strong, sir. I will fight you in the court on this.
But the thing is, so he's protected by copyright. Now, the issue is whether you register it. Now, I found it fascinating, this comparison between, the dolphin and the gorilla. Mm-hmm. And I looked, Karen Ritchie actually doesn't have copyright registrations on the Liberation Dolphin and the gorilla, which is fine. She never filed it, which is still fine. It's still protected by copyright. And
that's right. Yeah.
There are different rights that come from registration or non-registration. But the interesting thing that people need to understand is, I looked at the pictures, and one of the things copyright protects is originality, but only so far as there's an additional creative element. Well, if you have a dolphin looks a certain way. Both dolphins do look like dolphins because they're dolphins, and the gorillas do look like gorillas because they're gorillas. But the similarity consideration is what is different about them, and they are actually fairly different. And for copyright, you look for substantial similarity between the two. Basically, did you copy this? Not are they similar? Are they substantially similar? And then people raise the issue of deliberation dolphin, deliberate dolphin, whatever it is. The funny thing is, there's no copyright protection in very short phrases. So you can have grateful or gratitude gorilla. Yeah, they're short phrases. There's no copyright protection even possible for those types of things. Mm-hmm. So the example I would give is three-peat, right? We're in basketball playoffs now. Mm-hmm. Three-peat's actually not a copyrightable term. It was a trademark term.
Yeah.
That's a different form of protection. And so the fact that the hobby, for a few short moments, talked about stealing and nefarious activities, it's a lot of smoke about the similarity just because there happened to be a dolphin and a gorilla that appeared in a book versus on a card. And the fact that the subject matter was the same, or the idea was the same about these inanimate, not inanimate, these
drawings.
We'll call them animals,
sure.
drawings of animals, mm-hmm. Happen to share some similar subject matter, does not mean they're stealing or some activity for which it even could be actionable. And I think that should be the end of it. But the notion of copyright and stealing, they're often misplaced. And that's my rant.